Hello everyone, my name is Josh, and this is the Skype for Business recap. I'm only on take 37 today, I think, somewhere in there. It's been one of those days, but I'm getting it done. We're going to get this thing out there eventually. Just late, but that's kind of my MO, right? So anyway, here we are. We're getting the show recorded. Same background as I did last week. I kind of like it. I think it's peaceful. I think it's nice. I like the deer wandering around out here, and you have to kind of deal with the occasional car passing by or dog barking next door or something. But we'll get there. It's a good place to be for now until I get a more permanent office one of these days. So good stuff. All right, I'm not going to waste too much time here, or I'm going to jinx myself on having to do another recording. So let me jump over to the Infinity screen and dive straight into the content today. All right, here we go. Setting the caller ID for a user. Michael Tressler, a.k.a. Flinchbot, out there on Twitter and his blog and other places, he shared this awesome support article with us today, this week, and it's about setting caller ID for a user in Skype for Business Online. As the note calls out there that I've highlighted, this is not for on-prem deployments. Skype for Business Online only. So, and with people that are using PSTN calling in Skype for Business, because how else are they making PSTN phone calls? So there's that. At any rate, your options are you can change their telephone number to, not their telephone number, their caller ID from the default, which is their own configured telephone number, to a main line if you want, maybe your front desk line or your legal line at the company or whatever. Or you can simply block their caller ID from being shown. Two very good options. I personally would not go with the blocking one unless you're some sort of collection agency or something, because otherwise people are not going to want to answer the phone. So, yeah. Windows PowerShell version 3.0 or higher. Make sure you've got that. And then start a remote PowerShell session so that you can use your get and set -cs online blah, blah, blah commands. In this case, it's going to be CS caller, but you've got get CS caller ID policy to see what the policy is. Then we've got new CS caller ID policy, and of course set CS caller ID policy, or set CS caller policy. So a good collection of commandlets here to manage caller ID in Skype for Business Online. Check that out, and if you've been waiting for this, it is your lucky day. So next up, this isn't really news, but there are events coming up in this. This is the partner training schedule for the summer, and I just wanted to bring everyone's attention to it. Sometimes we can get so busy with what's going on that we forget to keep up with how the technology is changing, what's new. And in a hybrid world, in an Office 365 world, change is happening a lot, and it's happening fast. And if we don't take the time once in a while to do a little bit of training, to do a little bit of a seminar or a what's new video here and there, it can be easy to fall out of touch. So I wanted to share this page with us all just really quick here. There's a few sales links for some of the on-demand sessions from WPC 2016. We've also got a slew of technical training. I want to say probably 10 sessions for September coming up here. Good ones. Hybrid deep dive, meeting and video, CCE and audio codes, Cloud Bond, the Skype for Business Online Academy, driving Skype for Business adoption. Great sessions. You can register on this site and then attend them when they come up. And if you've got the time, I would highly recommend doing that. There's also some on-demand training as well here over at MVA, Channel 9, etc. So check this stuff out. Take a moment to schedule one or two things and just work it into your schedule. It's super important for us to keep these things, to keep ourselves up to date as we navigate the ever-changing waters of Microsoft UC. Next up, Ken Lasko, Skype for Business MVP, had a new blog post this week as he, along with many of us, discovered that you can, in fact, normalize phone numbers that start with a plus sign. I too, as did many people that I saw respond or reshare or retweet this post, believed that the status quo was that if you dial the plus sign, then you would skip normalization rules within Skype for Business or Link. Apparently, for a while now, this has not been the case. Apparently, you can use normalization rules to account for a plus sign being dialed and then make up for different slip-ups that people might put out there when they're dialing. he goes into some good detail about how this is a good thing and what this means and how to go about doing that. You know, put an update in there as he discovered more about this. And then Michael Tressler, aka Flinchbot on Twitter, he shared a post that he had out there from back in January this year about how control permitted calls via dial plans. So he also stumbled across this and shared this information. Both of these guys, I want to say, are enterprise voice giants in the industry. They know. Michael literally wrote the book on enterprise voice recently, and it's a great book, by the way. And Ken Lasko has been working with enterprise voice, built Link Optimizer, which he has updated for this recent discovery as well. And they both know a ton about enterprise voice. So check out this blog post, read up on it, make sure you get it, and then also check out their other stuff, because these guys really, really know what they're doing with enterprise voice. So thanks for the new post, Ken. Also, Ken will be on the Skype show this coming week. I believe he recorded the episode with, there was a couple other vendors going to be on there, but Ken was the guest on there. Mark Vale, of course, is the host of the Skype show, and Mark was tweeting that they were having some fun recording this episode, and he should be putting that out there for us to all watch this coming week. So I think that's going to be a good one. Watch out for that. Next up, CCE has been updated to version 1.4.1. This is just a download page. I'm going to include the link for this. So that just go here when you download it. That's going to be 1.4.1 now. Good stuff. But Mike Fiorina was so kind as to tweet the link to the edition, Cloud Connector Edition version history. I work with Mike over at IPC, great guy, and he knew that I would be looking for this, as I was the last time a new release was put out there, and so he tweeted it out there for me. And really interesting changes this time around. Some stuff with the site name. It's a required field now. There's a spot for hardware type in there. Default value being normal. I'm not going to go through each of these, but one thing to pay attention to here is the WSUS server and WSUS status server. These are optional configs, but great things to put in there if you want to be able to manage automatic updating of these VMs that get deployed with CCE. Maintaining these machines can be a little bit of a mystery, so this is great to have this out there. Very, very cool development. So check this out. If you're managing CCE deployments, read this carefully before you go updating anything. Make sure you understand the ramifications and what is new. Yes, very, very good, interesting development. Something for us that work with CCE to know and take note of. Last but not least, I wanted to include a link here. Tom Arbuthnot, another Office Servers and Services MVP. He put a blog post together on Cloud Connector Edition 1.4.1, talked a little bit about that, auto upgrades, which I mentioned, and he always does a great job of breaking things down neatly, cleanly, and in a way that is easy for us all to consume. So I'm going to include the link to his blog as well, because as usual, he was all over that release. Tom is a great resource for keeping up with things. So that's what I've got on the content for today. Let me go back over to the Infinity screen and back to my regular screen. Really quickly, user groups. Skype for Business user groups are kicking off this week. They started, I believe. I saw a few out there. One that I took note of was the Nashville group got started. Michael Tressler, once again, shared a tweet out there, a picture from their group. Saw some familiar faces there, some from Deloitte and other places, people I had a chance to meet last time I was there and had the pleasure of attending that user group. Always good to see some friendly faces in the crowd. So I myself do not have a user group here in Central Texas yet. I think there might be some sort of independent groups in Dallas or Houston possibly, but none that fall under the SkypeUG.com umbrella. And so I'm hoping that come Q4, that will all be changed. I am currently working on efforts as the co-sponsor with someone who is the sponsor who started these efforts originally last year to try to get a group here in Austin launched, a Skype for Business group. We're working with the Skype UG board, and things are lining up nicely, and we're crossing our fingers, really hoping that this will be a Q4 launch, that we will be able to invite all the wonderful people of Central Texas that have been long awaiting a Skype for Business user group in Austin. Hopefully we will be delivering that very soon for you guys and can send updates out. I'll share who the sponsor is at that point as well. Here's his name. Great guy, and glad to be working with him on this. Glad that I could join him in this efforts and help get this thing going. Very exciting stuff. I'm glad to be involved. So that's what's new here. That's the news this week. I hope you all had a great one, and I hope you all have a safe and enjoyable and restful weekend before the madness of another crazy work week starts next week. I can't believe we're going to be in September next week. Goodness sakes. All right. Well, that's that. Thank you, everyone, and hopefully we'll see you back here next Friday. Adios.